Hello, welcome back to Creature from the Krusty Krab, and as you can see, we are doing another race. I hope you like races, because we're gonna have, like, way more. I don't want to give it away, and then they're not all gonna be right in a row, but we're gonna have, like, 10 races in this game, so I hope you like them. Anyway, yeah, hi. I am a little frazzled right now. I think I also just missed a sleepy seed, because they have that little sensor that comes up on the side when you're getting close. But I think it might be because there's a section of track that's only going to be, is going to be, like, revealed in the second lap, and then I can get it. Anyway. Ah, fuck, that was a dumb way to go. Yeah, I'm in a kind of frazzled state of mind. I mean, what else is new? But even more so than usual. I don't really feel like getting into it right now, but just had a morning of errands that went stupidly, and so now I'm doing this. Yeah, I don't have much to say about. Yeah, here is what I was thinking about. I don't have much to say about this part. It's just kind of another racing section. The track is always pretty much the same. I mean, like, different stuff happens, and they're like, I mean, I guess they are different. Like, this is a different route than we were going with the Patrick race. I'm just gonna hit all of them. But, you know, you go through a lot of the same places. It's the same general track. There's not much for me to say here, but it won't be, going on much longer, I don't think. Yep, just one more lap. Hello. I've decided I'm gonna not be weird about you walking in during LP videos since you've been in videos now. Hi. Oh, I hopped a little bit. Yeah, this is where you can tell that it actually doesn't matter if you're winning for real or not, or going fast enough, because, yeah, you can get right up his ass, and then he'll just zoom forward, because it's not an actual race. Not that I really want it to be. I don't really like actual race sections in most games, or at least not in games like this, because I don't know, they're not usually, you know, in these you know, licensed games that were kind of thrown together in a year or two, just the AI for races is not very good, so they're usually kind of bullshitty, or they're just obscenely easy, and it might as well be a fixed thing where you'll just win as long as you move forward consistently. I guess you have the timer, but again, you would have to just be sitting idle on the track for, like, with your fucking head in your ass to run out of time. You'd have to be going backwards. Okay. Do I have... Yeah. I like that person's voice. Yeah, we gotta do the I know how to do a move dance. Once again, you know, like, the other games in the other SpongeBob games that we've done so far, you know, there's signs with Battle for Bikini Bottom, which, you know, you tap A once or twice. You know, the first time you come near them, they're not optional. They open without your prompting. But you can, you know, just tap, and you don't have to read them if you already know the deal. And you can do all of the moves from the beginning. I thought there should be something over here. That'd be a good place to put stuff. You can also use the swing thing as an attack if you want to hit stuff from farther away. I don't think it does anything different, but you can do it. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. But in Battle for Bikini Bottom, you just have signs. In the movie game, it's like literally just a little message that comes up at the bottom of the screen that tells you the, you know, attacks or stuff like this, where it's like, you know, you gotta do this now, or, you know, press this button to do these things, or this is how you interact with this thing in the game. Like, there's just little things that take 2 seconds, but here you have to have a whole thing where the camera swings around all slowly and cinematically to show you everything, and then you have a message come up, and then Mrs. Puff has to tell you about it, and I don't know. It's just a lot, you know. I don't. It's not just a thing, you know. You can say it's a children's game, but so were Battle for Bikini Bottom and the movie game. But they managed to make it a game that told you how to do everything you needed to know without making it baby's first video game. But I'll stop bitching. My hope is that I started BioShock Infinite talking very positively about the game, and by the end of it, I had kind of like soured on it. And so I ended that LP with bitching, and I'm hoping that I can start this one with bitching, and then by the end of it, I actually like it more, and I'm ending it positively. We'll see. See, why do I need to see this? Why do I need to see that the points are there? Why just put them there? Like, especially, there are other times where you do that, where you cry. I know I said I was gonna stop bitching, but then something annoying happened. I can't help it. Okay. You showed me this at the beginning of the room. I just don't understand. They just feel superfluous. Like, that's not even teaching you anything. It's just like, okay, here's this thing again. Look at it. And then there's the door. You pass the door. I'm sure that's where I need to be going. I don't know. And it's just, again, you know, they're children. They're not, you know, don't not know about three-dimensional space yet. Oh. Gotta watch the door close. That kind of stuff does slow down a little bit later, so yeah, maybe I will come away with this at the end with a better opinion, because, like, the only problem is that there are, you know, there are sections where you're playing as SpongeBob, where you're playing as Patrick, and where you're playing as Plankton, and they alternate. And, spoilers, I guess. Okay. Sorry, I have pudding brain. It can only do one thing at a time. But yeah, I do, like... Oh, so yeah, they alternate between those three characters, and... and, they have to teach you new shit for, like, well into the game. And then, you know, after that, they switch it up and you do different things. But at least from what I remember, they kind of slow down with the constant, like, messages and cutscenes showing you shit. Because, I guess they just, like, you've done enough stuff that's very similar to it by then that they figure you get it. It just takes much longer than I would think into the game for them to get to that point. And also, they, like, repeat a lot of shit, and they don't leave it as an option to, like, skip through it or not hear it a million times. So that's the main difference. So to get off the subject of bitching about the game, I'm going to talk about a thing that I've been thinking about, which is that I want to go through all of the SpongeBob episodes this year. My original plan was to do it last year because last year was the 20th anniversary and I wanted to make like a big thing. I don't know what it was going to be, but I was hoping that after watching all of the episodes of SpongeBob, which I have not done, I have not seen all of them because I stopped watching at some point and I don't have cable anymore. But they've kept making new ones despite all my protests. I thought, you know, I can mine something from that. I can make a video out of that or something. At least just talk about it. But I did no such thing because it would be an undertaking. I would want to pay attention to all of them, but I would, the first round of it, the easiest round of it would be the episodes I've seen 4 million times. So I can't guarantee that I would gain any new wisdom about those this time around than I would any other time I've watched them. But I mostly want to do it to revisit what I call the newer seasons, but are already 10 years old, which are seasons 4 through 7. I think I stopped watching after season 7. Not hard after season 7 because the lines between seasons in SpongeBob are very blurred, but and not very well defined when they're actually airing those episodes. But I want to reevaluate those. I'm not expecting to love them or whatever, but I want to have an adult opinion about them, about why I feel the way I do about them, and maybe I'll feel differently if I come back to them. Who knows? I always hope that I will like something most of the time. If it's a piece of media, especially if it's episodes of a show that I usually like, I am going to root for the show. I'm going to go into it hoping that I end up liking it. That doesn't mean I'm going to assume that I'll like it, but I'll try to be positive going into it. And then I want to see the new episodes, which I have not seen, but I've seen clips of. I've seen, obviously a lot of memes have been made of several of them. Although most of the memes seem to come from the early episodes, which makes sense. It's endlessly... The first 3 seasons are endlessly quotable and just full of little moments and images that are ripe for making into very simple memes. And also came out at a very formative time for the generation, in parentheses S, that are making memes now. So... but you all know this. You're all connoisseurs of memes, just like we all are now. There was that, are you shitting me? There was that interview with, Bernie Sanders where they were like, it was the New York Times interview, and they were like, do you have any thought? Obama just said something about cancel culture. Do you have any thoughts about cancel culture? And he was like, what is that? And I was like, man, if only. And there was another tweet that was like, he's teaching us that to live a long and healthy life, you need to not be online in any capacity, which is probably true. So yeah, you do all the spark plugs, where you do them one at a time, and so you can get this big engine going, so that you can then go on this elevator, which I need to wait for. I just pressed Y thinking I was gonna do the Bubble Bash move from Battle for Bikini Bottom. I miss him. Just want him back. Yeah, and then you do this. This is one of the only like cool uses of the winch. I kind of wish there was more stuff of this nature, but also maybe not. I don't know what I want. Anyway, and then, yeah, this is the one you actually want. Oh, what am I doing? Just pressing buttons like a maniac. So yeah, I guess, is it just the air that blows the wall out? I'm not sure. I hate that it doesn't stay with you after you fall a good distance. I think you should keep doing this. It's called the dash, but it should be called something else, because, well, you have this Viking helmet on, and the cow hooves sound effect when you're running. I don't know, it just gives me a certain vibe that dash just doesn't do. What are you doing, man? Can you all fuck off and give me your points? But anyway, yeah, so maybe, hopefully I'll do that this year sometime soon, maybe, and maybe I'll come away with some cool take or something, and then I can record it, and I was about to say profit off of it, but we all know that's not happening. Pow. I'll demonstrate that you can use this thing as an attack. Whoa, what was that? Wait, get back up here. I swear to God, he, like, didn't put his arms out, but they just, like, were in him. I don't know how to explain. Okay, so we need to get... Are they already there? No. I need to go down here, probably. Or smack into this tiny curb. Up. Have there been any updates on the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake? Because outside of like screenshots, and I know that apparently Shift is like being given a demo of it to play, which, like, good for him, I guess. I don't know, like, but I don't know. Is he gonna like prime it for speedrunning? Is that the thing? Because I know that some people in the speedrunning community are allegedly like not mad, but are like hoping that the game doesn't get rid of some glitches or something. I think. I don't know. I am not really part of like the speedrunning community or the nascent or nascent, I've never known how you pronounce that word, internet gamer culture in general for the last several years. I have not really been a part of in any real way, so I'm very much on the outside of this conversation looking in. But I've seen some footage. It still looks pretty similar to the other footage that has been out for a while. And I know that I thought that they were going for a 2020 release. But if that's true, I'm it's almost certainly going to be at the end of the year, I would think. I was kind of thinking that since they're not making a game for the new SpongeBob movie that's coming out, or at least I don't think so, that maybe they would have this game come out around the time that that movie comes out as a pseudo tie-in of sorts or something. But I don't know if it's gonna be completed by then, honestly, because it all looks pretty early days still. So I hope that it comes out this year. I think it's coming out on PC, so if I don't have a Switch and a capture card by then that's probably how I'm gonna do it. But I hope I do have a Switch and a capture card then, because it's a game that I want to play on a console, you know? Like, I have a controller for the PC games, but I want to play it on a console. That's one of the main things driving my desire to get a Switch, honestly, outside of the fact that there are games for it that I want to play, and because I just want it. I feel like it. That was nice. That was crispy. Outside of those things, it's also because I just miss having a console in my life. I have my PS2 and my Wii here, and, like, they're good. Like, I love those two consoles, and the games I have for them are nice, and I don't play them very often right now, but it's only because I, wet most of my gaming whistle doing this stuff. And a lot of the games that I own on the PS2, I have just got on here because I want to play them for the channel, and so if I feel like playing them, I'll usually just do it here because it's quicker to load a ROM than it is to, unplug whatever we have plugged into the TV, and yeah, I know. It's easier to do that than plug it in a TV and then plug in the, get the PS2 going and whatever. So, but I like consoles. It's how I, became familiar with video games. It's, most of my experience with them. And there's just something about them that I like. Even though I think probably as far as like performance and just availability, especially in the age of obviously pirating, but also Steam and stuff, and emulation, PC, just bang for your buck for my purposes, especially if you're looking to record or stream, is probably better than consoles, but it doesn't change the fact that the games come out for the consoles primarily. They're made for the consoles, so that's kind of how I judge the consoles, and they're good most of the time. Well, those two especially. And also just like, I don't know, it's fun. It's, a home console experience. Like, not everything needs to be on the computer. Sometimes I don't really want to look at my computer or be on the computer. The couch is more comfy than this chair. So, that was weird. The music cut out. Yeah, why do I have to wait until they're 2 feet away from me? I just don't get that about this. Nice. Fucking Z heaven. My goodness. I think the level's gonna end when I collect this, and I think that's gonna be a good splitting point for the video. So I won't get in any more tangents. I'm just gonna pick this up. Yeah. Alright, so next time we're gonna be racing Gary, the snail. We're gonna race him with our new cool gear, so see you then for that.